Live from Freeport, Grand Bahama, this is Newsnight 13 at 6:30.
You're watching Newsnight 13 for this Tuesday, December 11th, 2012. Season's greetings to you all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it's great to have you with us. With a budgetary allocation in the millions for education, this past school term is being described as a turning point for the field of education in the country. And here on Grand Bahama was no exception. Today, our Joan Davis Roll sat down with the Deputy Director of Education and took a critical look at education in 2012 and beyond.
The Deputy Director of Education for Grand Bahama, with responsibility for Sweeting Ski and Grand Abaco, Sandra Edgecombe, giving ZNS News a progress report on the strides made in education in 2012. With a new Minister for Education and new vision, she says this district deserves an A for effort on many fronts, from high schools to primary institutions. This as the government's education system undergoes a major overhaul.
The high point for me in 2012 was the start of this new school year. A new minister with a new attitude, with a new approach, whose first words were, business cannot be as usual in education. We decided to take him at his word, and we are beginning the turn to make education unusual as we seek to make it better.
One of the high points in education, according to Ms. Edgecombe, has been the official return of police officers to local campuses. This, she say, has been a vital component of education here on Grand Bahama.
We realized that it was a great decision. It's working out because the police have always been partners with us in education. And certainly to have them on the campus, adding to the safety and the well-being of our teachers and workers and students, we couldn't ask for better.
Edgecombe noted that while there were reasons to celebrate, there were also moments which mirror the signs of the times, where education officials were forced to pause, reflect, and to take stock.
It saddens me when I see so many of our students having to go to program shore before the juvenile courts every week, having to go to the boys and girls industrial schools, and have lost focus far too soon and on the wrong path. If we don't harness their energy and begin to refocus them, then we won't be able to sing about all of the wonderful things that happen in our school. And so for the new year, I hope that the parents will begin to support some of the rules and regulations in the schools.
Now as another school year comes to an end and looking ahead to 2013, Edgecombe noted that the mission in education continues to be changing the controversial D average to C and above.
I don't want us to take that D so lightly, because in order to achieve that, students have had to put out a high degree of work. Teachers have had to work extremely hard in order for them to get to that level. Realizing that that is where a large majority of our students are, we are not satisfied that we can't move them to C's and A's and B's. And so our whole focus this past year and into the future is to move our children into that area.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
In other news, a local couple has invested nearly $1 million in the Grand Bahama community through the expansion of their business. The official ribbon-cutting ceremony was held last night, and many expressed their confidence in the business venture. Megan Shepard has the details.
After 15 years in the business, Bethel's Books and Stationery moved into their very own 7,000 square foot building on Westmall Drive. Proprietor Stacy Bethel says they acquired the land in 2007 after years of leasing, growing, and evolving.
During these years, we have learned some invaluable lessons. Firstly, owning and operating a business is not for cowards. Back in 1997, when the business failed, we had major losses. It took courage to get back up and try again. We have learned that not every idea will be successful, but with hard work and persistence, we can find something that could work.
At the official ribbon-cutting ceremony, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, congratulated the proprietors on their successful business and investment in the local economy. He challenged the couple to continue offering quality service and cost-effective merchandise.
I would like to express my gratitude to Adrian and Stacy Bethel, the proprietors of this successful business, for investing in the economy of Grand Bahama, which is certainly positioned and ready for growth and development in the new year. A Bahamian-owned company, Bethel's Books, Stationers, stands as a remarkable success story in business and entrepreneurship.
Proprietor Adrian Bethel thanked his team and members of the community for their support over the years. He also gave himself a personal challenge as his business expands in the community.
I want to say thank you to everyone who has patronized this business from the time it was a bookstore to what has become today a school and office supply store. When you walk in, you will see that we have greatly expanded, and we are ready and poised to present a new offering to this community. I find that when we are successful, or when we have a measure of success, we become arrogant and prideful and forget from whence we came and the journey, the process to get here. I pray tonight that as we go forward, that we will not drop the ball. As we go forward and we expand and we grow, that God gives us greater humility, so that we will always remember that it is by the health and strength that He gives us that we are able to do what we do.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Police on Grand Bahama are doing their part to keep everyone safe this holiday season. Sabrina Brown has some tips that will make your shopping enjoyable and safe.
No problem. The Royal Bahamas Police Force has beefed up patrols in shopping districts this Yuletide season. A team of police officers led by Inspector Teresita Pinder conducted a walkabout in the downtown area to sensitize store operators and consumers on how to stay safe this holiday season.
Do not carry a large amount of monies, but consider using ATM cards and debit cards. We're asking persons to try to never leave your children alone in a vehicle or let them use a restroom in a business place alone.
Inspector Pinder is making a special appeal to business owners to be vigilant, particularly during this busy time of year.
We're asking persons that if they see persons around here who are hanging about and not really doing any, but they're vagrants, to call the Royal Bahamas Police Force and to report these matters.
In addition to what the police is doing, Pinder also recommends that store owners consider implementing extra security measures of their own.
I would encourage persons to be to look out for their business areas more at this time of the year. Heightened security measures, hire extra security. If you can afford it, I would strongly recommend using CCTV cameras during this time of the year. And also put measures in place, whereas you may want to do more bank deposits during this time of the year when you're making a large amount of money. And be aware of the persons who are handling your monies. You know, never have too much person's hand in the tilt.
While residents prepare to have a Merry Christmas, the police want to ensure that you remain safe at home as well.
Make sure the trees around their homes are trimmed properly, and they could at least see from their homes out to the road and from the road clearly. When you're buying new electronic goods, the boxes, try to tear the boxes up, never leave them out conspicuously for persons to know that you've just purchased a flat screen TV on Xbox.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's been almost 1 month since the discovery of a dead human fetus at the Rand Memorial Hospital. While a local daily has reported that the fetus could be that of a 14-year-old girl, police officials say at this point they are not prepared to confirm those claims. So far, an autopsy has been performed and a report has been submitted from the hospital, but officials say they are not releasing any further information on this case as investigations are ongoing. Stay with us, Newsnight 13, back right after this.